Hello everyone and welcome back to Nomad Tarot's channel. I have missed you a lot. I hope you are doing well. Let me know how's your life going on. And before I start, I want to apologize if you hear some noises from the outside. Our backyard garden is being remodeled, so there are people working there. And I have those curtains closed down so they don't see us. So we can concentrate on the messages today. And today's video is a very exciting one because I have been thinking about filming it for a really long time already. And it's all about your spirit animal. And what could be the examples of your spirit animal, maybe spirit animals, plural. And what is the message from that spirit animal of yours? Maybe something you have to know right now. Or maybe it's a general message for your whole life. To follow and to keep in your mind whatever you do. Okay, so kind of more like a very deep view into the life of yours, okay, and what is needed for you in order to be successful at what you're doing right now, what you're trying to pursue as career or as life or as relationship, whatever thing it is, whatever will come through. And I think it's going to be very interesting and funny video. So as always, I'm going to leave a picture of all these sets on the table, so you can choose the crystal that calls you the most. Again, as always, whether it's an imperfection of each set, maybe the crystal is calling you and you feel like, okay, I want to go for this one. So I'm going to leave the picture of that. And also don't forget that this is a general reading, so you should head over to my website and find all the reading options available there. Okay, so the first set is guided by the Citrine crystal, the first one. Second one is Amethyst. Third one is pink agate. And the fourth one is blue agate. Now I will leave you with a picture. Please use your intuition to be guided for a set, and then you can jump straight on your reading. The timestamps will be left in the description box and in the comment section. And we will see each other just in a second. Alright, welcome back. Set number 1 for the ones that have chosen this beautiful citrine crystal. I really like the color of it. Citrine is one of my favorite actually crystals, especially now for these warm days. I like to charge it with sun's energy and keep it throughout the winter close to me because it kind of gives me the heat. So maybe this is the crystal that you could add into your collection, and maybe this is the energy that you need also right now in your life. So let's see, what is your spirit animal, your season, and what is the message from that spirit animal? Okay, so let's see, what do we have in here? We've got the eagle. See from a higher perspective. So seems like your spirit animal is either an eagle or like a royal bird from the mountains. But eagle is a pretty straightforward message, and I really like the message. See from a higher perspective. It could be applied into so many different levels, and we will review them all right now. Sun, enjoy success and happiness. Okay, very, very related to the eagle totem in general. It's a lot about light because, eagle flies high. So towards the sun, and the sun belights our life and it brings us the vitality. So also like a very strong message. And you've got the spring card, see your seeds grow. That's very beautiful because that look, as you can see right now from the oracle that we're getting, the look is from the above. Because the eagle's eye is from the above, like you're looking into the world from above. The sun is also in the sky, so you're like more into that kind of higher look, okay, like always looking beyond, always looking higher. And of course the spring is to see your seeds grow, so it's something that you have already planted in the ground. Now you can see from above and see how they grow. Very, very strong beginning of an oracle. Let's see now the tarot card. So we've got the King of Pentacles. Okay, the Strength cards. Okay, another King of Wands, and we've got the Fool. Okay, so first of all, what I want to speak about is about energies. A little bit about energies. I sense a lot of strong masculine energy. So again, this could be either you are a strongly masculinity influenced, okay, so maybe you have a lot of that masculine energy in you, or maybe this is the energy that you have to rise within yourself. Now, these cards are extremely strong in terms of high goals and in terms of your personality. It shows you that you have to grow your personality stronger, stand your ground stronger, and pass everyday problems. Do not stuck to them, or do not stick to them for too long, or to think too much about small details, because your goal, your vision should be always ahead, above, okay? We're not speaking about being arrogant, for instance, because sometimes I know that with Eagle card, many times people like to see it as arrogance, but there is not even a single drop of arrogance in Eagle. Eagle is a very wise animal, very smart animal, and it's an animal that outsmarts many animals there. So even though they might be thinking that Eagle is an arrogant one flying there high in the skies and really not taking care of what's going on the ground, but the eagle knows exactly what is going on downstairs, and he is the keeper of the order of the ground and the sky. So he's the connector, as you see the theme going on here, like you are the connector, and that's a very strong animal to have in your energy as well, like your spirit animal. That means that your spirit is really old. First of all, it's probably here in this world for many years, lifetimes already. And this eagle card is also telling you to be a little bit more progressive, a little bit more aggressive as well, and never forget what is your purpose in life. Like, do not feel that that need of being in doubt all the time and maybe overthink things. I don't see here mental things going on at all, to be honest. Like, you don't have any sword cards, for instance. It's all about the physicality of yours and like the actions of yours. So definitely this eagle animal is sending you the message that you have to be action-based in your life. And in order to make your dreams come true, or your results, to see how they are, like on a positive note, what you have to do is do, not wait. Do now, try, fail, error, doesn't matter. Always see beyond that. I mean, if I fail right now, today, this life, this week, whatever it is, it doesn't mean that the failure is going to attach to you and follow you. No, leave it behind, leave it on the ground and fly higher. So really like distance yourself from the failures of yours. I don't see you looking into failures as something like a stopping you, but I see you looking into failures as challenges that motivate you to go further. And this is the mentality what this spirit animal is bringing you. Now, there is a lot of leadership vibes going on in here, a lot of kind of progressive high positions. So it could be, you know, if we are coming back to more like everyday grounded things, like more realistic and more, let's say, everyday routines of yours, I see that you are a person who is always looking for something higher for you and your family and your friendships. So definitely you're a high flyer, and you are meant to reach really high results in your professional career. Okay, so if you're feeling stuck with your career, studies, or your job, whatever it is, you should be looking for alternatives, and you should be looking for a career that keeps you growing, that you don't stop with just simple basic tasks. And eventually I see you leading groups. Eventually I see you becoming a manager, a boss, or whatever higher responsibility person. It could be maybe self-employed, whatever it is, like where you would be responsible not only for yourself, your work, your results, but also other people, because I see great team management in here. So again, we're coming back into more to the ground messages, but they are also important. And I see that maybe this is something that you are stuck at the moment a little bit, okay, like your career is not progressing. Maybe it's you that has to make that step forward somewhere else maybe. And I see you a huge growth, like there is a growth like this. It's not like just step by step. No, I see like a really steep growth, and you're just running into that high mountain actually to reach the top, and that you could fly over the top and see, you know, back your life, what results you have reached and what life has given you. So that's a really, really strong vibe. Now, you are blessed by the sun. To be honest, you've got so many sunny cards in here. I see you to be a positive and a happy person, and maybe this is something also that, you know, is bringing you all these results and great relationships, because you're easy with people, you're not judgmental. You might seem harsh sometimes because you have high standards for yourself. Eagle always has high standards, there is no other way, and probably that's the thing you have to accept. High standards are good for you, because this is how you're going to make your living. This is how you're going to reach everything you're dreaming of and everything you want in this life, because this is the mentality. You have a very realistic mentality. It's not like, you know, reflecting your emotions and your past lives and all the information that is around you. I see you very grounded and very in your element right now, and your element is really likely to be a fire, okay, or could be yeah, it could be a mixture, a little bit of earth, but something that keeps you grounded and realistic, okay? So that you don't make, let's say, expectations of yours that are way out of the scope of your possibilities, okay? Now I see you being very realistic about your life, what you're capable of, what you can do, what you can't do, and stick to this way, because this way, it's the only way for you to reach the highest results, because knowing your weaknesses and strengths and identifying them really well without really sugarcoating anything or feeling too high up because you have reached so much already. This spread is really inviting you to stick to the ground and stick to the reality that you have already created, because everything you see right now in front of you is thanks to you. You have to really thank yourself, because there is a lot of hard work in the past, and it's still going on, and it's not just luck, it's not just destiny, it's you. And that's kind of a very interesting spread about you. Like, it's all about you. It's not about the universe. It's not about, you know, the energies around you. It's not about the past. It's not even about the future that much. It's so much about the present. It's so much about risking. It's so much about taking that step forward without really thinking what's going to happen or how it's going to affect your life, because you trust yourself, and there is so much trust, and there's going to be always an experimentation and spontaneity into your life, because the Fool card is in here, and the Fool is always making an extra step forward. Like, there is nothing that can stop Fool. Fool is hungry for knowledge. Fool wants to know what is next for him or her, and they are going to reach that at any cost. And it's not about stepping over other people or other people's work. No, it's overstepping yourself, overstepping your fears and failures every single time. Look, you've got the card of a Leo, the Strength card in here, which is very, very strongly related to the Sun card, and joy, success, and happiness. It's allowing yourself to harvest your fruits and positivity in your life, and to give yourself a luxury to celebrate. Exactly, to celebrate what you have reached already. Maybe you're always like thinking, today's not the day. I have to save up more. I have to work harder. No, today is the day to make that purchase that you want, always wanted. Today is the day to celebrate. Today is the day to pat yourself and say, good job. Really, I have reached so much. Be proud of yourself. This is what the eagle is telling you. That proudness is not coming from the negative aspect. That proudness is coming from self-motivation, because the proudness is something, seeing your results of your work, okay, how they have been successful and how you have reached them, and this is all your work, and being happy and proud of yourself, of reaching all those things by your own, not being afraid of that, not at all, because you have planted your seeds and you are seeing now the results of them, and they are growing. So don't ever doubt yourself, don't ever judge yourself because you feel like there could be done something else and something extra. No, just accept the results as they are now, because this is what you need. Now is what you need. You don't need to look any further. And again, you've got also two kings energies in here, so it's like the Pentacles and Wands king. very stable kings. Well, maybe the Wands king is a little bit more changeable, but not so much. He doesn't go away from his own values. There's always like you're like an orbit spinning around your own nuclear and center, okay? So there is a lot of kind of wisdom about that as well. Like you always know where you're going to, and you always make sure you get back to your original path. And again, there is another extra message in here. I see you extremely good with financial things going on, so definitely financial careers or a money strategy could be and should be on your mind, on how to make them better, on how to maybe improve them and achieve more, because it's in your blood, okay? Like foreseeing things, because the eagle foresees things. He's like a realistic mystic, I would say, because, well, it sounds strange a little bit, but it's like a really good with having information given right now, the eagle, you know, with the information that you have right now, to foresee and oversee what's going to happen with those. So yes, there is some slight form of mysticism in here, but it's all very realistic, because you're making conclusions out of now, out of what is given right now, and you don't wait for signs, and you don't wait for something or someone else to appear in your life in order to give you signs. Those signs are in your hands, and you control your life. And this is actually very rare to see someone being in control of your own life, just so perfectly balanced and so perfectly well, not waiting for anyone else to push you into your future and to push you into your results, because it's all about you. And you are gifted and you are guided by the sun. So whichever path you decide to take, the sun will be always shining on it, so that you can see every single step that you're taking. You can value it. You can maybe step back, but you make sure that you always step 2 steps forward if you had to step back once in your lifetime. Sun is blessed here. Sun is blessing you, and sun is giving you the purpose, the motivation, whatever you will do in your life. Extremely positive, extremely high runners spread. I love it. Really focus on that eagle image. Eagle is the king of the skies, and eagle is the brother of the sun. And this combination is a power. This combination can't break at any cost. You are the power, you are the stream. So use your stream to make your life as you always wanted it to be. So that was your message for the ones that have chosen the citrine crystal. Very beautiful, very empowering spread. By the way, this is a general reading, so if you wish me to tune into your personal energy and maybe respond your burning questions or situations that you're dealing with, please head over to my website and you will find all the reading options available in there, and we will see each other very soon next time. Bye bye. Welcome back, set number 2. This is going to be the answer for the ones that have chosen this beautiful amethyst crystal. So what is your spirit animal? What's your season? And what is the message from that spirit animal? Something that you should keep in your mind throughout this life, or maybe some messages that you need to hear right now, just right now. Okay, so first of all, okay, so we've got the moon card. Take note of intuitive messages. Okay, the darker side a little bit. Seems like autumn, release the old and rest. And here you go. There is the first suggestion for your spirit animal, the raven. And spirit fox, trust your talents in changing times. This is the spirit animal as well, the fox. So the fox and the raven, 2 of them. Very wise animals, sly animals, animals that like caution, animals that are always in a place, the most unexpected, but the best place for them. And those are very, very smart animals, because they are hardly to notice. You can't notice them so easily, but they're always watching you. So this is kind of the energy that you're having. And the moon card, which is extremely spiritual card, but we will review now the messages combined with tarot, and we will dive into all the things that come across. So the first tarot card is Queen of Pentacles. Okay, grounding. The Fool card, 8 of Swords, and the Sun. Okay, there is a lot of feminine energy in here, first of all, I must say. So either you have a lot of feminine energy in you, or it's the energy that you would have to embrace in your life in order to compensate, you know, the chaos that you might be feeling inside yourself. Why I speak about the chaos? Because there is like a certain message in here with Eight of Swords. I'm going to start from this card because I know that for many people this card might be a little bit concerning, and I want to speak about it first. So the things that I see in here is like you're not letting yourself go. You are the one stopping yourself. Probably you're not even showing your real face to yourself, and you're being afraid of the unknown, of the other side of yours. There is something like you don't want to face the truth. You don't want to face the difference, and you don't want to face something that is going on inside you and around you. And maybe it's because of fear, maybe it's because it's not very common, or maybe it's because you judge yourself too much and you don't accept, you know, the information that is arising in you and is around you as so, because you're afraid about this power and speed of that information, how it's going to affect you. So this could be that you are a newly born mystic, a witch, or just some kind of spiritual person, okay, that is just about to discover your craft and your path. Spiritually speaking, still you're a little bit afraid and you're blocking yourself and stopping from fully awakening and fully diving into that new knowledge and information, just because this and that, and the reasons could be endless. But most of the times they come from the inside. The fear and self-judge, and maybe some kind of lack of self-esteem, where you feel like, I don't know if I will be capable of living my life as I did, with now knowing all the things that are happening inside myself and around me, because maybe you're starting to see some signals and signs around you already, and things are becoming way repetitive. Maybe you see like some numbers that are keeping on repeat, or maybe you see some like visions or light visions, or some animals around you. Maybe you're seeing lots of ravens around you now currently. There is something about that. Maybe you're just starting to notice something more than you used to. Maybe you're more awake at night and you feel like sneaking out the house and maybe discovering something, or you want to read, or you become more active at night, because the moon card is here. It's belighting you. It's the other side of the light, which is the moonlight. It's a different light. It's not straightforward warming light. It's a cold light, but this light really belightens your soul and your inside. So maybe it's the nights when you start really thinking about things and like, what's going on with my life? There is something there arising and I can't really name it, but I feel it already. And that feeling is something that is, you're starting to notice more and more. There is a feeling arising in here. So definitely your spirit animals, both, you know, the raven and the spirit fox, they have beautiful messages. They're very talented spirit animals. They're very creative, and they're also seeing beyond every single reason and meaning. The spirit fox message is very beautiful. Is trust your talents in changing times. So appropriate actually to the times that we're living right now. And it's like embracing yourself as you are from the inside. And I know that this sounds cliche, and you would say like, everybody tells me to embrace my talents and so on and so on and so on. And that's the thing. I don't want to repeat the same things you probably hear in every single video and motivational speeches and pick a card readings. I don't want to do that. Because you know what the thing is? I believe that I can't outsmart yourself, because your intuition and your inner wisdom is so strong, and it's so deep that it is hard to, to sell something, to your spirit that is so awake and is lacking, and it is hungry for that knowledge. Like, it feels like inside you already know all of that information, but there is that restriction probably. That's why I'm saying you all these words. Like, unleash the inner self, like the secrets and the talents of yours. Unleash them. Let them go wild and free. Because this is what you need in order to become yourself. Because you are, right now, who you're not really are inside. Maybe you're putting a mask on you and trying to show the world, with the sun card, that you're naive, cheerful, and just go with the flow, while you really rethink every single word and situation inside yourself every single time, with every single person, and after every single conversation you have. So that's the thing, let yourself be free, let yourself be who you are, the original you. We're speaking about the originality and authenticity. Stop copying other people, stop comparing yourself to other people. I think that could be the most important message from this spirit animal, because the fox is very unique itself. It's like the image and the symbolism of the fox itself, its uniqueness. It's about being yourself even though you are alone in all this process, in all this world, in all this circle of yours. And that is absolutely okay. I mean, that's the thing. The moon is kind of enlightening the other side of yours and making it shine bright and glow in this moonlight. And you don't necessarily have to be in the sunlight all the time, just like everybody else maybe. And you don't have to pretend to like it even when you actually don't. And don't force yourself. This is a card of forcing also, to be who you are not and to play the game that you don't want to be in even. And creating your own rules is something strong in here, because the Fool card is, the Magician card is in here. And the Magician is a wizard. Magician makes his own or her own reality come true as they want it. You set your own truth and you set your own rules. There is nothing else that can imply their living to you. It's all coming from you. And this is like the thing, that's a very strong message. You are the creator. And with the Magician card, you basically can do anything. So it's either your craft that you choose to follow and maybe rediscover inside yourself, and maybe go and follow that path, whatever it is, doesn't matter. Because we're non-judgmental here. You could be whoever you really want in any area. It could be the traditional thing, it could be alternative thing, it could be white, it could be dark, anything, okay? But it's like knowing yourself who you are, and accepting it, accepting that part. Maybe there is some kind of thing that you are avoiding about yourself, and you're even judging yourself and maybe having very hard time because of that thing. Now it's finally accepting it. I don't say that it has to be always a positive experience, because sometimes it's not. But the acceptance is the first step to healing your own spirit. And your spirit, I sense it needs to be healed a little bit because of your own self, okay? There is something that you have put a very heavy weight on you, and a responsibility that is hard to cope, perhaps. Now, there is a lot of things going on here also with this Queen of Pentacles. You need to find stability in your chaos, in your creation, in your alternative living, and you have to kind of set certain rules to that as well. You can't now unleash yourself and go absolutely wild and free, breaking everything and breaking the order. The cards don't say that. They say, yes, create your own order, but follow the rules anyway. Let those rules be not implied and adapted to the society or people that are telling you to do things. You make your own rules, but make sure to follow them. And that's kind of a discipline card as well. That whatever you do, even though it's the craziest thing that it might look right now as the craziest thing, because you're not very aware of it yet, it has to have a discipline. And it has to have a grounding, because it is really easy to lose yourself in a chaos when you don't know how to control it. Chaos, even having the talent to control the chaos, also has to be disciplined. I mean, if you're, for instance, a starting witch or a spiritual kind of path taker, I know that in the beginning it all looks mesmerizing, because there is so much now in your hands, and that new understanding and new kind of freedom that you gain while accepting who you are and maybe getting into the new path, which gives you way more possibilities than before you had in the past. I know that it's easy to slip the ground and start becoming into extremes, okay? Going into extremes. And extremes is not what you need. Extremes are never good. They are good in some specific situations, but I feel that this is not your case, because you also need a balance and stability in the things that you do, even though they are like breaking the law breaking the order, okay? So again, we're speaking about that you should have a specific discipline anyway, and grounding and values and base in order to follow and in order to grow yourself. Now, I see like you being a little bit of a loner. There is like a lot of loner vibe, to be honest. All of these signals and like signs that are getting into me from these cards, they're lone figures. And it kind of says that your path is like solitary path. And you shouldn't be looking for groups to belong to or people to understand you. Why for? Why do you need people to understand you when it's the most important that you understand yourself? Because I kind of get a feeling that many times you try to belong to a specific group of people in order to get confirmation of your existence. And the thing is that when you achieve the acceptance from yourself, from within, then you won't need at all any group or any confirmation from anyone else from the exterior part, because you would be in peace with your own self. And this is where the growth begins, because there is a huge growth pattern in here. Like there is a huge road. I see a path in front of you, which is a very spiritual and it's a very deep one. So definitely we're speaking about someone either in creative field, either in spiritual field, either in psychology field or psychiatry, or like where you would have to go and dig deep inside your psyche, okay? And this is actually what is suggested to you, to any of you who are wondering about, let's say, career or the path that you should be taking, or maybe some things that you have been missing out in your life and you feel like I'm missing something. So probably that's the first kind of thing that you should get into, like be more aware and awake spiritually, and maybe dig into more philosophy things. Maybe you should read more about the philosophy, not only Western philosophy but Eastern as well, and from the East, like to dig into the ideas in order to be able to think critically before, after that, and to choose what works for you. Maybe there's going to be a new stream of belief system that is going to emerge into you, and this is something what you need. Maybe it can change after a while in the future, but this is something what you need right now. By the way, I don't know if you can see this card. I really like the imagery and the symbolism of the card, like the signs that the fox has on the forehead. It's seeking for higher knowledge, and it's in your blood, it's in your soul, it is in your spirit that you are bringing with you along throughout many past lives, years, months. And the wisdom that is inside you is very complete itself inside. It's quite complete, but it feels like you have not found the key yet to open up the huge box of that unlimited wisdom that is already inside you, guarded, okay? There is kind of blockages there. I sense like there is something like shadows on it, and you can't seem to find a way to it, and that key to open it up and really dig into the wisdom and knowledge. Maybe it's a thing of age. I don't know. Maybe you have to become more mature and experience more in this life in order to be able to open that box and to let that wisdom out as well. But what I want to say, that it's in there, and keep that in mind. It's in there inside yourself, and it's waiting, and it's waiting, and it's waiting. And the moon card is also in here because it's bringing that light into the box. That's why sometimes you feel not yourself, probably especially at nights, or when you are in a bad company, that you feel not, maybe not bad company, but like in a company where you feel like an outsider. It's that light of the moon that is telling you, go back to yourself, go back, move away from all this, because this is not you, this is not for you, and just go and change. And this is what the cards are strongly telling you. It's an individual path, solitary path, and it's full of secrets, full of development and learning. And I see a very strong inner learning and development going on in here that will be always belighted as well, because you've got on the one side there is moon card, and on the other side there is sunlight, so there's always light directed into you. And the raven, you know, like the raven, it's a sharp look, sharp eye. It's seeing through the dark, and it's seeing shapes and contours and making a new reality out of them. This is what the raven does, you know, scrolling through the night and shining bright in the daylight as well, because the feathers that it has, it's not afraid of its darkness, okay? And this is what you have to probably accept. Do not be afraid of your own darkness, because it's your darkness, and you have to face it, and you have to embrace it in order to either pass it or to learn to live with it at any price. because maybe this is the message that was sent to you and given to you, and you have to stick to it because there is a huge, bigger, way bigger lesson in there. So that is a beautiful, beautiful message from your both spirit animals, the fox and the raven. Very similar in their nature. And I really hope this message stays with you. Again, take what resonates, leave the rest behind, and don't forget that this is a general reading. So if you wish me to tune into your personal energy and to respond all your burning questions and situations that you might be dealing with, you should head over to my website. And thank you very much for watching, and hope to see you soon, very, very soon next time. Thank you and bye-bye. Hello, set number 3. This is going to be the answer for the ones that have chosen this beautiful pink agate. So what is your spirit animal, your season, and the message from that spirit animal that you should know right now or for this lifetime that you're having? So let's see. Here are the tarot and the oracle card. So you've got She-Wolf, Unleash the Wild Within. Beautiful. First suggestion to your spirit animal, the wolf. Summer, bask in joy and light, the bee. And this tag, trust and thrive. Beautiful messages. It's a really nice balance between the day and the night, the inner and the outer as well. And as for cards, tarot cards, we've got 9 of Swords, 3 of Pentacles, 9 of Wands, and the World. There are so many mixed messages in here. It feels like you're always constantly dealing with situations being at crossroads. Feels like crossroads is your life pattern, like always having to make different and conflicting decisions at the same time all the time. To choose one thing or another, or one person or another, one place another, one self-image or another. There is so many faces of you. There are so many different characters. You're like you're a changing one. There is some kind of change in you always constantly happening. You can be whoever you really want. You're like that secret. You have that called almost like a secret power that you change like in seconds depending on who you are in front of or in what kind of situation you are. So we're speaking about both emotional things. At the same time, you can be extremely emotional, but then in the same moment you can change and become a cold-minded and cold-hearted almost, that it's hard to believe that you are the same person. So there is kind of a, I don't know, theatrical thing going on about you, a drama attached to you, that there is always something like that flexibility inside yourself, that there is a change, there is always a change happening in you. And that's the thing, it could be either a good thing or not that good thing. So we can speak about those both things. The good part of this is that you are so easily adaptable to anything, so that basically it's really hard to put you into a situation or to bring someone next to you and be challenging to you, because it kind of feels that you know how to read people, you know how to foresee the situations, and you just adapt like a chameleon to all of them depending what it is expected from you in order to protect yourself. Could be a darker thing as well, and a little bit more on the negative side, because maybe it's really hard for you to stick to something and to find your own place in this life, maybe one pattern, one career, one person, and you keep on changing and moving around and seeking for something that sometimes you even get lost on where you are going and what you are seeking for. So there is like that duality going on in here, like I want it and I don't want it, but at the same time I will do and see what happens, and if it doesn't happen as I want to, I will just start something out completely new. So this could be a learning, a huge curve of learning, but at the same time losing time. So there is a lot of that going on. Confusion, there is a little bit of confusion. Now, you're a very flexible and open-minded person. You truly are a person who can change like a chameleon. Doesn't matter what happens to you. Probably have many friends or easy to make friends, but at the same time it's easy to get rid of them as well, because there is not hard attachment going on to anyone and anything. It feels like attachment is hard for you to control, because you don't want to control them, you just want to go with the flow. And that's the thing of the summer. Bask in joy and light, not thinking about the after effects, not thinking about consequences, just doing, enjoying the moment, and trusting in the moment, that moment is going to teach you something and bring you something good that you need for that present. Okay, now I see you really, like, it's crazy. You've got the sword cards, you've got the pentacles, you've got the wand cards, and you've got the world at the end. Like, there are so many forces mixed in you. At the same time, you're feeling so overwhelmed by yourself, situations happening in your own life, but at the same time you feel like, no, I have to keep on doing this, no, I have to stand my ground even further. Like, if there is a failure, I won't mind it, I will just stand here and I will learn and I will overcome it, doesn't matter. There is so much stubbornness going on in here, like not accepting the bad and just believing that there could be something always fixed, and this is such a beautiful thing about you. At the same time, like internally speaking, there is a lot of confusion going on, because could be that you have hard time sleeping, or you always like overthink all the things, and that is something strange, because it feels like you're really carefree and you don't stick to anything and you just enjoy the moment. But at the same time, that enjoy the moment later on gets into your unconscious mind, and you kind of bring that back into your dreams and relive it in the most weird moments. And like sometimes some strangest ideas crosses your mind and you feel like, I don't get where they're coming from, because it looks like I'm having so much nice time and everything is so perfect, but then this thing crosses me and like I stop for a minute and I don't understand where it comes from, and it could be the darkest thing in the world, the darkest one. This is the card being hard on yourself. Probably it's because of that confusion, because you don't know where to go. Being on the crossroads is difficult because you have to somehow find balance anyway, because if not, then you would be easily slipped and you would fall somewhere, and you don't want to fall. You always want to balance yourself out. So like you're being a small ship in the ocean that is being, drifted in the storm, and you don't know where is your land, and you want to find the land, but at the same time you like the taste of adventure. So this is what you're dealing. Like, I love the adventure, but I want to find my land. So what do I choose? Can I not have both of them? No, that's the thing. You have to choose one of them, but why you have to choose that? And those are the questions that are coming into your mind. I sense many times. And the stag comes with this message: trust and thrive. It's like trust the flow a little bit more, because that flow you're provoking yourself. That's the thing. There is nobody else, not circumstances, it's you. And just be that boat, okay? Enjoy that moment of the boat. Maybe sometimes you will get into the storm, sometimes still water, sometimes you will cross the island, maybe you will go into another continent after all. And maybe this is what you need without thinking too much. And maybe trust that exterior part and exterior personality of yours that you are provoking into the universe and to the society as well. Do not think too much. That's the thing. Yes, there is so much tendency in here, but I kind of sense that overthinking is out of nowhere. It doesn't make sense, it's just there to buzz you, it's there to get you out of that balance. It's like the inner demon that is speaking to you, that just slips into your mind whenever it's the moment it has to become, and when there is so much light that they slip into you, and this is where you have to stop and kick them out, those demons, those inner demons. Stand your ground, protect yourself better. Do not let anyone affect you that much. Either it's you yourself or someone else. Maybe you're having just the best day of your life and someone tells you some kind of comment and suddenly your mood is down and you don't know what you're doing with your life anymore. Don't let yourself become into that extreme. You don't want to go there at all. I see you for forever learning. There is no way you will stop learning and developing and changing. Change is your path. Change is in your blood. You would probably, like a wayfarer, you would be moving lands, countries, cities, jobs, people. Sometimes you would bring people along with you and make them your companions and partners, and that could be even your family. You could create a family and bring them along with you everywhere you go to the adventures. But they have to be people who understand that, because you can't set yourself in one place. That's the thing I sense. You can't oblige yourself to be stuck in something what is already very known and there is nothing else in there. There's gonna be always that voice inside yourself saying, what's in the other side? I want to see the other side. Let's go there. And you would go there. And this is something that you need to unleash the world within. Maybe the adventurer part is your path. Maybe you have to be there alone by your own. And don't block yourself just because you're maybe alone and you feel like, no, I need to find someone in order to live this lifestyle. No, you are enough for that. Absolutely. So that wildness, there is a lot of fire in you. There is a lot of wild energy, like wild woman, wild man, not being tamed by society rules or some kind of places. Like chains are not in you. No, you don't need chains. You break the chains. The only chains that I see in here is the inside chains that are stopping you from moving there and flying to the place and to the land where you want to go next. And if you manage to break those inner chains, then you're gonna set yourself free and the world will be yours forever. It will be your companion forever. It will be your home. It will be your safe place, and it will be your discovering. At the end of this life, you will tell, what the hell of a life I have lived. This was the best decision to make, in order not to get myself enrolled into some routines that everybody's having, and maybe choosing my alternative life, that everybody felt like it was a difficult one and an impossible one. You made it true, you made it reality, and the world became yours, in your hands. And you can touch it, you can feel it, you can taste it, and this is what the stag and the wolf is actually inviting you. Trust, thrive, and unleash the wild within. That is that inner child inside you wanting to eat the world, not being afraid of failures and not being afraid of anything that is ahead. A wayfarer, nomad soul. I see here it's a pure description of a nomad soul in here, and I really hope you would bring that inner child's energy inside your everyday life, and you can find some spontaneity into that. Doesn't matter what you do in your routine, but you find that moment where you can get yourself loose. Maybe it's dancing, maybe it's art, maybe it's just getting crazy somewhere, somehow. Whichever way you choose, let yourself be free in a moment, in a routine, even if you're having one. That was the message for from your spirit animals. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please take what resonates, leave the rest behind. And don't forget that this is a general reading, so if you wish me to tune into your personal energy, you should head over to my website and find all the reading options available there for your burning questions and suggestions. Thank you very much for watching, and we will see each other next time very soon. Bye-bye. Hi, set number 4. This is going to be the answer for the ones that have chosen this beautiful blue agate. So what is your spirit animal and what is the message? Also the season of yours. Let's see. So we've got, interesting, the white witch, be the light, an owl, winter, take care of your needs, the wolf, and the snake, shed old skin. Mystical, mysterious animals, really straightly related to wizards, witches, and all the other side people there. Okay, that is interesting. So we're going to dig into your messages just in a second. I'm going to show you the tarot cards that you've got as well. Queen of Cups is in here, Four of Wands, Page of Pentacles, and King of Swords. Wow, there is a lot of balance going on in here, and balancing out between the emotions and your mind and your soul desires and what you're doing as your profession maybe, and what you're doing as a personality yourself in this life. There are so many things, and there are so many mixed messages as well. It feels like you are living life as you had to. Maybe someone told you that this is the right way, so maybe you have studied a very common career and you have joined very common path, and you are actually feeling happy there because it feels like, your physical level is being really accomplished by, following this path, this career, this lifestyle of yours. Now, there is a difference in here. like you are like two people, one person at the daytime and then another totally opposite on the nighttime, during the nighttime. So I sense that you have also like duality of personality. So the first one is daytime, your physical body is living there, okay, having career, path, lifestyle of yours, whichever it is. And then there is the other side that is same equally important to you, and maybe it's just now arising in you. Maybe that's why you're watching the video, because you have noticed that your daily routine and your daily life starts to get different, and you ask for different things and different ideas occur to you probably that they haven't done that before, and you feel like something is going on. And that's something what is going on, there is your soul are raising awakening. And why I say so, look, first of all, your totems, okay, so your spirit animals, the wolf, snake, and the owl, darkness, night animals, the unknown animals, magical animals, and very strong animals as well, individual ones. I sense that there is a lot of like personality going on. You have a strong personality. At the same time, you live your individualistic lifestyle, so you truly stick to your values, and you have a need of healing people maybe, and giving something to the community. At the same time, you don't want to belong to the community that much, but you feel like, you know, I'm here, I'm sent here to fix something or someone, or to help to find a path of someone who is a little bit more on a darker side, or someone who is weaker. So I sense, like, as you see, there is a lot of information coming into me. Like, you don't want to belong anywhere to anyone, but at the same time you like the idea of healing and helping someone or something out, okay? Maybe the weaker ones is like the weaker people is like your natural magnet. You feel immediately attached to them and feel like, I have to fix you or I have to heal you. Could be weaker people, or on the negative side, narcissistic people, or like vampire people in general that are soaking your energy, because at the same time you feel like, I need to give something from myself to other people. You have such a huge demand from your soul purpose, basically, to give something to someone, that it could sometimes lead you into the wrong people that are just abusing of your energy. And this is something you have to be careful of. So you're a very emotional person, because Queen of Cups, she's a beauty queen. She's a queen of emotions, of feelings, of speaking of emotional intelligence, empathy, and really feeling people that are close to her, okay? Doesn't matter, like, it feels like you can just enter the room and just really give an analysis of every single person, like what they are feeling at that moment, what has happened with their past, and what, you know, next suggestions or decisions they might be taking in the future in order to develop and make better their living. So there is so much wisdom, like, from the soul, that I would be really surprised if you're not working directly with people in some kind of social services or spiritual services, or teaching, or being just close to people where you have to show them and let them, you know, guide them through their positive side and their improvement, and maybe just helping them and soothing their pain, and, you know, maybe just clearing out their doubts of this life, because it's not always the negative, it's not always pain, it just could be someone lost and confused, and this is where you come in and you just help them. So you're a people's person, but again, there is such a strong vibe at the same time that you don't want to belong to anything, like, and anyone, like, you are good by your own. And don't get me wrong, I sense that you're a really family person, because look, there is that Four of Wands and Page of Pentacles, but it feels like you like to create your own family or friend circles and stick to them, and it is really hard to enter your circle, like, let's say, on a closer level, because you try to keep your beloved ones and your family and your relationships rather small than big. You don't believe in having many friends and having superficial friendships. It's better for you to have 1, 2, 3 people you trust, and they're gonna stay for a lifetime, and you're gonna protect them as a wolf throughout your entire life, because they are your soul people, and this is what you choose. You don't want to have big society group members around you, or you're absolutely okay being by your own, or being with people that make you feel like, okay, you might be feeling alone next to them, because there is so much conformity going on around them, that it doesn't really matter what you're doing, you're always feeling at your place. I see a loner type in here and an introvert as well. A lot of introvert vibes going on, someone that really prefers nature, alone time, quiet time, and company with small groups as well. So that's kind of an interesting thing about you, because at the same time, you know, you like small groups and so on, but you have no problem of, for instance, teaching or helping, you know, the society, like a bigger part of society in one way or another, because you don't, let's say, attach yourself personally too much to them. You just guide them, you just show them the light, okay, but do not attach yourself so much. And there is so much like that energy going on in here as well, because the wolf card is a leader. It's a leader kind of position, but at the same time it's a loner figure. So the wolf stays alone, but at the same time protects the community and shares the wisdom to the community, so teaches the younger members of the community as well. But at the same time, they are absolutely okay to be alone when they go hunting. The snake is similar. It goes where it feels like it's time for them to be, and this is how you are. You just appear in those moments to these people that they need you. And the white witch, well, it's pretty self-explanatory in here. The owl, the look, the wisdom from the past, emotional past, spiritual past, the deeper messages, the deeper things that people are afraid to face, you are not afraid to face, and help them to probably go through the pain. You are a different person as well. Like, I don't want to say like you're not like everybody else, because this is cliche. Is that I see you really knowing how to work with your tools, your skills. You're a very skillful person, so you know how to use your hands, not only your emotional intelligence, but also your hands. So maybe you can make, I don't know, some herb teas, and maybe some spices, and maybe you know how to work with crystals, and maybe tarot cards. Maybe you're a spiritual kind of guider or leader, or not leader, not really, this is not a leader's type of personality, but kind of like a teacher, maybe showing the other side to people. Maybe you are on the other side and you're just embracing it. Maybe you're finding out that the alternative lifestyle is what you want to do, and you don't want to follow the rules. At the same time, again, I sense that you are very sharp-minded, and you at the same time like the balance of the family. You like to feel protected and loved, and in that little nest nuclear of your little family, that means everything to you. It's everything, like a small little family that is yours, and you trust and you protect. And again, I know that I speak a lot about the emotional intelligence, but there is also intellect going on here, like a lot of intellect going on here. So for you it's easy to learn. Maybe it's hard for you to keep concentration, that's why you keep on changing subjects, and maybe that's why you can't stick to anything really for a long time. But your intellect is really high. So basically, if you just manage yourself to stick to something, like one area really well, and to dig into it, you can become an absolute master, the one and the unique in the world with that knowledge, probably, or in your area of career. But you just have to really a little bit stop procrastinating and fix your mind on something. This is where you're gonna reach the best, because at the same time I feel like you want to eat a piece of cake from many different cakes, but not really sticking to one specific area. So if you know what I mean. So again, like, it's a really highly witchcraft person in here, so I wouldn't be surprised if you are just starting out, or a very advanced one, and you're just there with your path, your craft, and you're just watching this video because you want some kind of extra confirmation or guidance. But definitely go ahead. This is your path. This is what you are meant to do. Not only the witchcraft and spiritual thing, I know not everybody's into that, but again, there is something like a touching with humans, like embracing the other side, embracing the weakness, and helping out and soothing them out, the pain. This is because you're the one who can do that. There is nobody else who can really understand people and help to solve their problems rather than you, because it's in your spirit, it's in your blood. You were sent to this life, and your spirit animals are telling you, you know, really give the wisdom of yours and that beautiness and soothness of yours to other people, because our world needs you. And that's a very, very strong message, extremely powerful, independent. I kind of sense that you are not that new to this. This is not something new. You are not a beginner, really. You already kind of had that feeling for a really long time, since childhood, that there is something in you, and Maybe it's just now that you're trying to look for ways to embrace it. Maybe it's been a while already, doesn't really matter, but there's nothing new, like you are feeling comfortable with yourself and you accept the message that you have inside, the purpose and the other side of yours. I don't see this being a risk to you or you don't know how to cope with it. No, it's pretty natural to you and you just need a little bit of a push to go to your path, because your path is really beautiful. It's really profound, not superficial at all, and it's the one that we truly miss and lack in this world, I sense, because it's that depth that you have, the depth that you can offer to this life and the people around you. That was a beautiful message. So don't forget that this is a general reading. If you wish me to tune into your personal energy, you should head over to my website and find all the reading options available there. And I really hope to see you soon again in the next videos. Thank you for watching and bye-bye.